I cannot. By the way, I was kneeling at a standing desk. Wait, one sec. Hello. I was kneeling at the desk for some reason. I can't get the audio working. Let me know if you can hear that when that comes through. If it doesn't, then text-to-speech doesn't work, and that's everything I had planned today ruined. Not everything, at all. Hello everyone. One sec. TTS didn't work. That sucks. I need to figure out how to make... I have a temporary fix. Launch that. Show. Yes. Audio input capture? Create new temp. Fix this, please. That's the wrong one. That is the wrong thing. That was me almost... Oh no, that's the right thing. That. I want to delete that, and then I want to do audio output capture. Temp, delete this, please. Nope, that is the wrong one also. How am I doing the other ones? Oh, it's window audio capture. Application audio capture is the one that I'm doing. Temp, please delete. And then I set it to be alert box widget. That one, I think. Wait, no. That one. And so if I test it now, it's on my face. But it's also doing the music. It did not play the audio. Thank you very much. I think there is a setting for a browser source to have audio. There is, that's why the music's playing. Honestly, it's worth me figuring this out today, because it's really hard to do this off stream when you can't actually test this shit. Let me mute the music so I can see if the thing triggers at all. Test. Tipping. No, that hasn't done any audio. What about test? Tipping. No. Oh wait, I have an idea. I have the okayest idea of them all.
This is a test donation for $12.
And then if I select, I'm gonna do it like that, and then we can hear it through your mic, so it's probably not streaming. Yeah, no, my PC is really loud at the moment. I forgot to turn that down. This one, and now if I do the test,
This is a test donation for $70.
It's doing it twice. I know it's doing it twice. I can fix that. If I remove this one, and then close this, that means my music can go back on. Let me test it one more time. Close that. Test. Tipping. Can you guys hear that over the music? No audio. There's no audio at all. Now there's nothing. I'm gonna scream. Okay. Test. Now. Discord, please. Read chat, it's echoing now. It was working before. You changed stuff too fast for us to react. I know, I'm sorry. Okay. Let me pause this again. I'm gonna keep testing this till it works. That didn't work. Which means I want it to be this one. Which means if I test... No, I am perplexed. Though to be fair, I do need to fix my, the way I have things oriented on here. Let me close that, reopen that, do this, YouTube Music. That's the page it's settled on, which means if I go back to here, wait, if I press this, yep, and then, I think I figured it out. IT troubleshooting stream. Honestly, it's needed.
This is a test donation for $90.
So you could hear it there. If I press play here now with the music, and then test one more time.
This is a test donation for $78.
Did that work? I can hear it twice. I don't know why. I'm not fussed. I can just hear it twice. It's neither here nor there. I only hear it once. That's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. I will figure out how to make it work properly off stream. I don't know why it's doing it this way, but that's annoying. I'm gonna make sure I group these two. How do you group shit on OBS? Oh, the button that says group selected items. Alerts. There we go. The name's already in use. Oh, drats. Alerts group. There we go. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Sorry that took so long. I was needing to do that. My glasses need cleaning. So I'm gonna do that. What if this was just an all, like, oh my god, my fucking... What if this was a fully elaborate bit for getting, just dropping a green screen behind me right now? What if this was all a bit and you were just sat there watching me troubleshoot this fucking thing for literally nothing? And then, boom, I come on stream and I'm all good. Anyway, hello everyone. How are you all doing? Today the weather here is vile. It is very British. Yesterday was sweltering hot, boiling hot to the point where it was uncomfortable to stream. And then today it's been kind of cold to the point where it's like I contemplated a hoodie. I don't know why. Well, I don't know why it's cold. I know why I contemplated a hoodie. It was cold. My hair is on my face. Like, there's one strand somewhere. I can't figure out where it is. It's like foundation. Not foundation. That is like eyeliner where I've rubbed my eye this side, dragged it down, and it's like there on my nose. I don't look after myself. I do. This was a ruse to condition us into donating by priming us with the sounds. Exactly. Is it working? I hope it's working. I have found a new energy for streaming because of this. This standing desk, being in the living room, it's great for me. I like it. I like it a lot. I am attending the stream. Welcome to the stream. We have set up TTS on donations above $1. So feel free if you so wish. Ellie has tested them as well. I sent my bitch some money. And she tested it for me. Yeah. Tomorrow I am going to work on the stream schedule. That's what I was going to say. I froze up for a sec trying to think. Tomorrow I'm going to work on the stream schedule properly. With the goal of like having, you guys remember that stream schedule thing I had? Doing that. Need to remember, someone remind me, probably Ellie, put that on my starting soon screen. That'd be great. That would do so good there. Having that rotate in every so often and lingering or whatever. Yes. What else was it? Yeah, I need to do that. I'm going to put a couple of the games that we had a poll for. If you remember, the poll was in the announcements channel or wherever I put it. I'm going to put some of the games on there. I'll do one for like, I'll do the schedule for Thursday, Friday, Saturday this week, and then I'll do another one for next week. I'm thinking, oh my god, next week we start, wait, I can come all the way out here. Hello. Next week we could start Resident Evil. And I'm very excited for that. I'm realizing how small I look. Like, wait. Do I look small? Do I look short to you guys? Do you guys still like me? I frued up. Mom, I frued up. Can I sleep in your bed? I frued up. Not gonna lie, I kind of like this setup because I can sit on the couch and be blurry and drawing while Plum gets spooked in horror games. I would love that. That'd be so good. But I can't see her jump around in her chair when she's playing Deadlock if we're in different rooms. That's also true. I move a lot when I'm playing Deadlock. Like, I'm like that. You know, love a good default pose, yeah. This, in the games industry, is called an A pose, because my body makes an A. This is a T pose. A poses are very preferable in the games industry, as well as T poses. I don't know why they changed. Bitch jiggle IRL. I jiggled? Did I jiggle? Wait, what did I do? That's what I was doing. Jiggle pig. Oh, right. The... Well, is it that the Russian guy who peeks long? He just like drags his camera in front of it and he's like... This twink reads half the word. I do. It's because you spelt it wrong, so I thought the whole word was spelt wrong. That's just peeking. You're right. Jiggle peeking. I do that in Siege. I've done that before. Spamming Q&E. That is how you tilt in Siege. You can go back and forth. Or you go back and forth. See? I don't read every word. Sometimes I put a word in there for myself. You know? That's the fun part. Do you know what? Last night, having this setup... So this setup was done yesterday, right? You don't read any words. I really struggle to, I'll be honest. CSGO Pro Plum, everyone. I do not like Counter-Strike. I will play Siege again, and I won't enjoy it that much, but I will get into it. If I had to. Deadlock, that's the one I'm pro in. That's the one that I'm like, I'm either the best or I'm the worst in a game. I'm putting my Uggs on, because I feel like I should be standing on something. Nah, Siege is arse as well, not gonna lie. Shut up. Slowest shit ever. That's kind of my issue with Siege, is how slow it is now. Back in the day, it never used to feel so slow. I look like I have no arms. I got no arms, Lieutenant Dan. I stand like this. This is my, like, default pose. I don't know why. It's just comfy. I walk around like an elderly Japanese man. I'm just, like, trailing back and forth. CS at least feels fast as fuck. Yeah, but it doesn't have the same kind of fast as Deadlock to me. But Deadlock and Fortnite is the shit, although I haven't played CS in forever. You played CS like last week with Finn. So you I pose, no T-posing. Yes, exactly that. Thank you so much, Shiley. Holy shit. That is £50. Oh my god. It played pistol only. Oh, you played pistol only. We were trolling. Thank you so much, Shiley. You are amazing. And honestly, put whatever text you want there. Dap it up, Slime. Oh, fuck. I'm glad that works. That's... Oh, you've made my day. Thank you very much. Does it come through my watch at the same time? Hang on. It does. That's fun. You need one of those weird wooden platform shoes for the full look. Oh yeah. PayPal went brrr. Yeah. Fucking hell. Bottom text. Wait, why are you saying bottom text? Wait, yeah, why are you saying bottom text? No bottoms around here. Or tops. Just asexual slime boys. I don't know. Just vibes. I done the laundry today. That's impressive enough to deserve a reward. But I done the laundry today. And you heard that gulp. Oh shit, wait. You hear that one? That's someone's kink for sure. On the Funny Blue website, I have had that as a request. I think I questioned too much on why that turned them on, that they didn't want to do it anymore. That's my fault. My curiosity killed my cat. You know? Unironically, I wrote bottom text as a response to some phrase I heard on stream, but I don't remember which one. Having a low brain day. Honestly, I get that. Andrea, you slept all day. I bet that was very nice. I could not sleep. I had a horrible time last night. Had a very weird nightmare. I can get in on that if you want. Your curiosity killed your cash. That's the one. The nightmare I had last night threw me through a loop. So I have very vivid dreams, like sickeningly vivid. And I will dream multiple times a night and then wake up with a headache because I'm exhausted from the dream I've had. Wait. Wait, no, I think I was meant to rotate it the other way. That's better. Yeah, so... How can I sleep without Ellie? I sleep better without Ellie here, I'll be honest. I like my own bed. There's a part of me that thinks, you know, getting two beds would be good. My auntie and my uncle do that, and they have a very lovely marriage. And then we have sleepovers. Not me and my auntie and uncle, but me and Ellie would have sleepovers in this scenario. I have a lot of dreams and I have nightmares all the time. Don't know why, but I will have nightmares like 4 times out of a week, you know? Bunk beds. Deal. I'll be on bottom bunk though because I don't have to climb. If you take NyQuil, you have intense dreams. I don't even know. Do we have NyQuil in the UK? I hate to admit it, but I also think the 2 beds is a long-term sleeping play with my partner. I think it's a good play. I genuinely think 2 beds is a good play. I kick around in bed too much, I get it. I had a friend come and stay last week. I don't know if you guys remember that. I'm going to get onto this nightmare story, I promise. I had a friend come and stay last week. He stayed in my bed. I don't like anyone other than my partner staying in my bed, but my friend was my best friend, and so he's chill with staying in my bed, right? I don't let anyone else stay in the bed because I don't know. I don't like it. It's my space. It's my area. Ellie's allowed to stay. My friend from last week, August, he's allowed to stay. That's about it. Anyway, so I get into bed. I have a big double bed or whatever, and I sleep all the way to the edge, like right on the edge. If the bed ends here, I'm on the edge, right? I like being right at the end of it. He's getting comfy. He looks over. Why the fuck are you all the way over there? And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, look at all this space between us. Am I repulsive to you? I'm like, no, I just sleep at the edge of the bed like this. Apparently I'm weird for that. Thank you very much. Oh my god. Oh my god, it does work with TTS. Thank you very much, Charlie. That's another 50. Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. What was I saying? I'm all bashful now. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'm gonna go ape. I'm gonna go hog wild. Wait, let me try. Oh, I can't replay. I can't force replays.
This is a test donation for $85.
I now know why it wasn't working. I have to keep the tab open if I want it to work. We're gonna have to fucking... I'll figure that one out in a bit. Let me do that quick. Streamlabs widget, no sound, OBS. I might have to get the Streamlabs plugin for OBS, which means I need to update and download, and I probably won't be able to be live whilst I'm doing that. So I have to do that after stream. But for now, I will keep that open. That should work. I think. I hope. You had it working in 2015 with no plugins. Something's whack. Don't worry too much right now, I guess. Okay, I won't. Let me pop this tab out for now then. Okay, right. I dream a lot. To the point where I have like 5 or so dreams a night. I will wake up with a headache because I am so overworked from whatever I've been doing in my dreams. That it is affecting my waking time. Very weird. After a morning tea, I'm good. Like dead ass, a cup of tea sets me straight, right? That's all I need. But last night, the dream I had was so fucking weird. I couldn't wake up for it. Normally I have like a semi-lucid level of dreaming, right? I couldn't wake up from it last night at all. I was in like a little country town, and I wanted to get a train back to my parents or back to mine. I wasn't entirely sure. So I got on this train and everything seemed relatively fine. And I was just trying to lay low. That's called addiction. If you need a tea in the morning, that's an addiction. It's not an addiction. I could genuinely quit whenever I want, and I have quit multiple times for dieting. And then I get back to it, and I'm like, why did I do this? It didn't actually do anything for my diet. It just made me sadder. I also done that, I think when I first started streaming, I was drinking a lot of coffee because we had a coffee maker. And I stopped drinking tea for like 6 months, and I went back to tea after 6 months, and I was like, this is the shit. Don't know why I ever stopped. My ass is addicted to breathing and nice tasty water. What the fuck? But yeah, this dream, I got on the train. It felt weird, it felt eerie. I was like, I'm not meant to be here. This is like troublesome in a way. And like the ticket inspector, the conductor, whatever, comes up to me and is like, hey, have you got a ticket? I'm like, no, can I buy one from you? He goes, no. This is a limited run train. If you don't have a ticket, you're not meant to be on here. So I'm going to need to take you elsewhere, and we'll maybe kick you off at the next stop. And I was like, okay. I went with him to the back of the train, and it was this, like, somewhere between, because I think it's because Harvester is still on my mind. I played the game Harvester. Somewhere between, like, the weird, grotesque, detailed level of Harvester, kind of with the I have no mouth but I must scream game. The game specifically because it has the visuals. Mixed with Snowpiercer. And I'm at the back of the train, and there's, like, a bunch of other people, and they're all, like, very malnourished. And the train is this living creature that he's hooked us up to have this, like, tea party in one of the rooms. But the tea party is, like, so grotesque and disgusting and horrible. And the train's actually draining us of life. The whole thing freaked the fuck out of me. I managed to get someone to distract the guy, and I tried to escape. And that was a big mistake. The craziest dreams of antidepressants. I'm not on antidepressants. So I can only imagine if I was, it would get worse. Has the T button gone? Because I can't see it on my, shit. Yep, one sec. I've dogged into it. My dreams got crazier on Prague. That's interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. I know that progesterone does this affect your sleep. I was on antidepressant meds and I didn't dream anything, to be honest. Dream anything really. To be honest, I very rarely dream. Yeah, Ellie doesn't dream very often. If she does, it's kind of a nice surprise. I've been on antidepressants 3 times and they gave me the craziest dreams literally every night. That's crazy. It's an allegory for capitalism. My dreams often aren't that deep. That one might have been an allegory for capitalism, though I am unfazed by the moral qualms of capitalism. Not because I'm financially stable, I'm not, like everyone else. I'm a subject to capitalism. But because I like a little treat. Like every other girlie who uses he, him pronouns. That wasn't a cat thing, that was shooting the basketball. I almost knocked my hat off. I was shooting a basketball, not a cat thing. That's a cat thing, that's a shooting basketball. I'm like you, Plum. I dream all night, every night, and I often dream nightmares. Yeah, it's exhausting. It's because you're a capitalist girl boss. I am. Capitalist girl boss right now. Let's go. You didn't have any dreams because of depression. Interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. Again, furry moment. I'm not a furry. You'll be hearing from my fucking lawyers. I much tripped over the sofa, but you didn't see that. You can hear me. How loud I need to be for you to hear me? My tea bag. I'm holding my spoon and my tea bags. Am I being too loud now? Plum should play Wild Assault. You shut the fuck up. I don't know that because I'm a furry. I know that because I follow memes. I'm not a furry. Shyly saying I'm a furry. Again, furry moment. I'm gonna kill you all. My lawyers will be contacting your lawyers. Wait, I can't read the screen properly. Is it possible to set up a T-Station cam she could switch to a portable mic? I could set up just a portable mic, and so you'll be able to see me over there. Then I move the chat over, and so the camera will automatically track me when I'm moving. I rotate the camera slightly, and then I move the chat so it's on this side of the screen, and then you'd be able to see me when I'm standing over there. But then you wouldn't be able to see the nice background. You know? See, Ellie's the furry. She wants us to play Wild Assault. Plum is the furry in the closet, Sag. I don't want to be a furry. There is no animal I relate to. Please. There is one resident furry here, and her name is Squirrel. That's not her name, but it could be. It's a nickname, I guess. Anyway. Do you have a Keurig machine? No, I don't really drink coffee. I think it's a Tassimo. There's the Tassimos and the Dolce Gustos. Yeah, probably the brand, but I have something. I also found I have alcohol. What vodka there? I'm not a furry, I just dabble in the consumption of the arts. Ellie is a furry. If you guys seen any of her art, that bitch a furry. Like fully through and through. She is a furry. My sister has one. They are pretty good. I got one for Christmas from my mum when I first moved out into my own apartment. And I used it for a while, like a good while. And then I just stopped. I don't know why. Drawing furry hentai does not make you a furry. It really does, you furry. Yeah, everyone point at Ellie and laugh and point at her and tell her she's the furry. Not me. It took me entirely too long to realize you weren't saying you got a fursuit from your mum. Oh, no, I got a coffee maker. Furry by association. I'm not a furry by association. She's just my roommate at this point. That sounds worse than it is. That's a bit that Ellie and I have. Well, it's a bit everyone has and they were roommates. They were roommates. You can hear me whisper? Right, I need to move this around. That's better. If I make dinner, am I a chef? If I change a tire, am I a mechanic? If I clean the kitchen, am I a maid? The last one, yeah. I would say if you make dinner, you have the qualities of a chef, but not necessarily the skill of a chef. And the same goes with a mechanic. Being able to change tires, the qualities of a mechanic, but not necessarily the repertoire. But not all furries wear fursuits, and not all heroes wear capes. Yes, on all, pad out your resume. Sin, that is exactly what I want to hear. We're business people. That is a big brain girl boss move. And we know only but girl bossing. I know how you feel. Ellie is a furry. That's just like the actual fact. I wish it wasn't so. Truly, I've lost something here in the fact that she's a furry. I haven't. But I'll defend Ellie furry. See, I mean, she's a furry. She's messaging me now saying, stop it, I'm not a furry. I'm not a furry. Stop it, I'm not a furry. She's been outed. Lies, chat. I am not, but also I am not a furry. Be proud of it, Ellie. It's not like you're gay or something. Exactly. It could be worse. You could be one of those queerosexuals. Oh my god, hiccups. I'll get you all one day. You won't though. You won't. What are you gonna do? Draw furry out of us? Gonna draw us pregnant? Don't do that. Don't do that. The way my smile dropped, I was watching the preview back, the way my smile dropped after I done that, I looked crazy. Wait, there's a curry pause emote where there's a gun? Oh, I like that. Don't give her ideas for revenge, Plum. See, she thinks it's revenge. She's just playing into my hand. Just playing into my hand. I'll draw you all giving birth to Elon Musk. That would do good for me. That would put me in my place, I'll be honest. But simultaneously, I would then post it online and be like, look, this furry drew me giving birth to Elon Musk. Weird that. And then everyone would just know you as a furry. The post would go viral, and people would just believe you're a furry. And then what? The lady doth protest too much. Exactly. Too much talk about furries from someone who says that she is not a furry. All I'm saying is, when my book releases, I fell in love with a furry, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Post it to Twitter and make it, and that makes it real. You'd be Elon's mum. Yeah, Elon's mum. Yeah. An abortion that should have happened long ago. Where do you think we'd be societally if we didn't have him? Leaving me here safe in Norway. Chat, I'm bringing back the Viking raids on the UK. Do it. Do it. It's what we need right now. I'd bring you as a trell. You can row the boat. Holy shit, is that a Norwegian word for slave or some shit? These are words I don't know. I don't know Norwegian culture that well, considering that I should. But then I don't think Ellie knows Anglo culture that well either. Not that I do either. Yep. Right, okay. I'll pull my desk, not my desk forwards, the keyboard forwards, because I keep pushing it back to rest, and then I keep needing it. Anglo culture is so simple. You see a culture, you enslave it and erase it. Not Anglo culture. Anglo-Saxon's very different. Because we had shit, and then I think the Vikings came over here and it just like done something to us. And then we changed, and then the Romans came over here and that done something to us, and then I think the French as well. Our first king was French. And I think a lot of that then just turned the country into being horrible, warmongering and culture stealing, because everyone just kept coming in and taking our things and stealing them, and then also giving us other things that we didn't want, I guess. And then it turned our country into some fucking psycho thing. You mean put it in a museum? Yes. Exactly that. You guys had actual druids, you were cool, then Jesus came. Yeah, exactly. Like, there is some fucking cool culture from, like, back in the days before. Vikings brought horrible shit. And I think Vikings showed everyone that we were a target that could be fucked with. And then the Romans came, and so did the French. And then since then, we made everyone pay for it, I guess? I don't know. Isn't the current king German? Technically, but I don't know how far back that goes. Fuck, what is their surname? I think their surname's... No, it's not. Where's Legoland? Where's Legoland in the UK? That's their surname, Windsor. I'm pretty sure that's their surname. King's surname. Okay, well. My watch isn't moving. UK King. King Charles. No surname. He doesn't need one. They actually just don't put his name. Oh, no, they're the Georges. Wait, no. Oh, Mountbatten Windsor. King Charles, first of his name. Hanover. Gang shit. Technically, our first queen that married Olav den Helge. Helge? Helge. She was Swedish. Interesting. Romans were the Vikings, Plum. Romans were the Vikings. Right, Romans were before the Vikings. Sorry, Ellie was right. I do skip words. There is a Hanover, Massachusetts. That's crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of incest in the royal family. That and some other fucked up shit. I think incest is the least of the fucked up shit, I'll be honest. I rubbed my eye and now I can't see. Do I look like I'm crying? Not really. It's a very sleepy town. That's cute. Wait, I've lost my tab. I only realize it when I need it. Did I actually close it? I didn't. I just changed what I was looking at. There we go. Incest is something more from the French history. That tracks, I'll be honest. The Danish royal family is literally just a braid. It's so full of incest. That is a wild way of saying that, but I like that. The intermarrying is hilarious when the monarchists always argue that the monarchy is so Norwegian. Yeah. It's kind of like trying to get a pure breed of a dog, and they just get more and more fucked up the more the generations go on. They changed the name during World War I because having a German king wasn't popular for some reason. That makes sense. Oh my god. Can't see the hair. I can feel it. It's one of those. It's like one strand of hair over your eyes, and when you're wearing glasses, it's everywhere all at once. How could that be? I don't really know what happened in the first half of last century that could make the Germans look bad. And like, my nan was there. She grew up during, like, well, she was in Bavaria. She grew up in Bavaria in Germany. And I don't remember anything from her tales of yore, you know? What could the Germans have done? Maybe because Die Hard came out. Right. Die Hard, because the bad guys are German. That must be it. And it's a Christmas film, and we all know that the Germans tried to claim Christmas as theirs. I hope they were really into camping. Yeah. The Germans are very into camping. Just gonna stack my phone onto a phone mount. And then an Austrian artist appeared. I have no clue who you could be on about at all. That's why their CS teams are so bad, I bet. Yeah, they're playing Penance. I'm learning a lot of Europe lore right now. Europe has some, like, for all the fucking wars and whatnot, let's, like, ignore how bad that is. Obviously not, like, to a full degree. Let's not ignore that fully. Europe does have some really cool history. I don't think... Is anyone here from the UK? At all. Literally anyone. I'll take literally anybody. There is a TV show we had, and it was a magazine, like a little kids magazine, called Horrible History. Horrible Histories was so fucking good. It was a TV show made by like a modern version of Monty Python. I say that in the sense of like, it was a comedy group that done slapstick and done like kind of obscure esoteric jokes, but it was also very smartly done. But they done it in a way that it was good for children. So like it was understandable for children and like kids could get the joke. Horrible Histories was made by that comedy group. And it was so fucking funny. Don't make people out themselves like that. If you're British, I want you to own up to it right now. Come out the closet. I had to. You think I want to talk like this? Horrible Histories is kind of a cop-out because that's most of it. You are right, yeah. Oh, one sec. Should I open this now, Ellie? Oh, I remember this show. They even showed it to us in English lessons at school. Show the class. Can I show the class? Chrome. Chrome audio. New tab. Is this gonna work because I'm not logged in? Oh, I am logged in. Since when? I don't know how to make this bigger. Copy link to. No. Okay, well, we've got this. Time
for you to own up for what you did.
Oh, it's this one.
Hurt Japan. I know who you are.
And so what? What would you have me do? Take off my mask and be the old me? What? This is what you wanted, isn't it? The old me? Empire? Purge of anybody I deem lesser? You like South Korea, right? I'll take it all.
Japan, stop it.
Oh, if you want me to stop, you're gonna have to drop another son on me.
You know I had to do that to stop.
Exactly! You stopped me! Don't forget that you're the one that put this mask on my face. And for you to stand there and judge me? Don't make me laugh. So why don't we do this? I'll put my mask back on and you can put yours back on.
This is weirdly
Go
hot.
back to the piece that you created. And so I ask you again. Ore kawaii kunai.
Japan, it's time for you to own up for what you did.
So I I really liked that from both the perspective of it's funny, right? And like don't want to say inherently relatable, but like there is a level of relatability to it with how the UK used to be. Though we didn't have bombs dropped on us for us to change. I guess we were just still the same, but we hide it better. I don't know. My country sucks. But yeah, the good storytelling part was like, yeah, like the whole like you put the mask on me. You're the one that did this to me, and you're now asking me to take the mask off. That's like, let's ignore the allegory that he's applied to it, right? Because it's a good allegory as well. But as a fictional plot point, I love that. As a writing girly, I love that. I love how everyone forgot about Japan after World War II. They did sort of. Japan had like just a tech boom, and so they became known for new things. I feel like even in school, they didn't really do enough of a job in the UK teaching that Japan was part of World War II, if that makes sense. Because they weren't fucked with enough, right? They weren't so prevalent compared to Germany, right? I don't even think I remember being taught that Italy was a part of the Axis power, you know? This is the thing. I feel like my education in school sucked, right? School taught me nothing, and I learned everything myself outside of school hours through stuff I watched, stuff I learned online, stuff I played, stuff I learned from family members. Korean people remember though. Oh yeah, I bet. Weren't you famously not taught World War II? No, we were taught World War II. Thank you very much for the subscription. The following Planet Show. Planet Show? Yeah, Planet's How. That could also be the other one. We were taught World War II. Like, maybe too much. Like, I feel like my history lessons in school through like young ages, from everything before 10, was a little bit about Rome, like ancient Rome, a little bit about ancient Greece, the Amazon rainforest, right? That was, I guess, more geography. That's all I can remember. Spartans, maybe. Very surface level shit, right? Maybe a little bit on pirates. Not interesting stuff, but stuff that kids would find fun, I guess. High school, history lessons stopped for years for me, right? Because my school was a fuck-up school. Not a fuck-up school, but they done a fucked-up system that ruined half my education. Not that I came out dumber for it. I'm dumber for other reasons, but that's neither here nor there. But they taught pretty much exclusively World War II. I learned a little bit about the slave trade in primary school, so when I was about 10. Like, very little bit. A very little bit about the slave trade. That was it. And then I learned a little bit about... Nothing about American history. I learned nothing about American history except... I couldn't tell you the years, because I'm really bad with the years. The KKK sort era, like the specific civil rights movement era. I learned that. Very, very surface level shit. I don't think they've done a good enough job driving home the facts of it, right? Instead, they were telling me what happened. And that was it. Like, very little. They weren't doing enough there. Same with World War II, but they were telling me so much about World War II as well. But they weren't... I think this is the inherent issue with World War II lessons in the UK. They were teaching me that these things happened, that for some reason... I say for some reason, this is what I learned. For some reason, Jewish people were targeted. They never told us why. Obviously, I now know because I'm an adult and understand things. And they taught us that the Germans were bad. And that was really weird because I was growing up in a German family where this wasn't really spoken about that much. And so that was a very like hard thing to wrap my head around. I went home and I said home weirdly there. I went home and spoke to my nan. She's the German one. And she informed me more. And it was eye-opening. Very uncomfortable though. Very eye-opening though. But I was like 13 and she was teaching me about World War II and whatnot from the perspective of a woman who had lived it and had been there and had had it affect the rest of her life, right? That's where I learned the most, was from her. And it was an unbiased opinion from a German woman who hated Hitler and could tell me more than the school ever taught me. And then I went back to school. And then when they asked questions, I was answering the questions. And like, the teacher was saying stuff and then asked me how I knew so much. I obviously told her my nan's German. Everyone laughed at me and the teacher told me off. And I was like, the fuck do you mean you're telling me off? My nan is German. Is that a hard thing to believe? But it was, I guess. I don't know. It was a very weird situation. In the States, we just talked about the Civil War and various wars. We glance over any social movements. You have to go to college to really learn anything aside from war in the US. That's crazy. That's really crazy. Because the other thing is, through high school, so high school in the UK is 10 years old to 16-year-old, right? Through high school, they taught me about World War II, a little bit about the Civil Rights Movement, and a little bit about... That's the only two things I can remember. I'm gonna be honest, that's the only things I can remember. Obviously, we had Earth-based geography, but like... Earth-based history, but that was more geography, is what I'm trying to say. We didn't learn about Civil War. We didn't learn about the Cold War. We didn't learn about fucking anything. Everything I learned was from like documentaries and the internet and Friends. Not Friends, the TV show. Friends as in like I have a social life. My grandma got orphaned during the war and it really messed her up. I think my grandma's mum still lived. Yeah, she must have. My grandma lived in the middle of nowhere on a farm. And so I think her older brother, my Uncle Horst, was in the Hitler Youth. And obviously he didn't want that, but that was, you know. And so she told the stories better than anyone else. And there's a lot of weird stories my nan told me, but like they were so good. But on the topic of what I didn't learn in school, I didn't learn why we were in war, at war with Afghanistan, but I remember every day I'd wake up and the news was listing out soldiers that had died. I didn't know why 9/11 happened. I remember it happening a little bit. I was a child, but I remember my family reacting to it. I remember these things, but I don't know why these things happened. Obviously, again, now I do. As an adult, I've taken the time to learn myself. Learn for myself. But I do feel like school fails a lot of people in that regards. I don't think school is done right. I think on the same topic, school is just giving you facts regardless of if they're useful facts or not. They're teaching you history as this happened, but they're not saying why this happened and why we can't allow for this to happen again. Obviously, World War II happened. Obviously, World War II was bad. Obviously, we can't allow for it to happen again. And that's why we teach it, so it doesn't happen again. But you're not telling me why it happened, how we allowed for that to happen, how we allowed a man to slip into power and what methods he used to do that and how to essentially see that coming so that never happens again. We're just saying we're not allowing for this to happen again, and that was it. That's the issue with school as a whole. And obviously, like, I'm being taught to do maths, but I'm not being taught how to do my taxes. For a short, by the way, for a side thing, if any of you ever need to do your taxes, they're horrible. Doing them is horrible. I do not like them. I had to teach myself, and I got an accountant because I was too scared. I have since learned how to do them. I don't like them. My grandma had escaped to Sweden because she was Sami, but she was a kid, so she didn't remember much about it. Wait, I need to catch up with chat. I'm like quite far behind. For me, it was all about passing instead of learning. Yes, that's another thing. you're being told to learn and you're being told to provide answers. And so you need to meet a quota. And you're focused on the quota more than the journey to get to the quota, right? You're not showing you're working out, you're just showing that you can repeat facts and regurgitate facts. I think, what was that? Who was I speaking? It might have been Finn that I was speaking to. In the UK, in schools, you learn from a couple of books. There's To Kill a Mockingbird, there is Romeo and Juliet, there is Midsummer's Night Dream, I think that's one, and there is Of Mice and Men. I read Of Mice and Men and Romeo and Juliet. Those are the two that my class done. Other classes done the other ones, whatever. We had to watch these and we had to analyze these texts. Same with a few poems. I could analyze them. I had been doing creative writing since I was 11. That sounds very like cocky and like, yeah, I'm a writer. I don't mean it like that. I just mean I'd done creative writing because it was a fun thing that I enjoyed. It was a hobby for me. And so I'd done it for ages. And so I thought this class was going to be really easy. But they sat me down and they were getting me to analyze a thing called a forest pie. Alliteration, I don't remember the rest. I just know A is alliteration. One of them's hyperbolic, or maybe it was exaggeration, yeah, because there's no H in a forest pie. Anyway, hyperbole is the word I meant, not hyperbolic, but either way, that's not in that. Anyway, so they made us analyze these texts, and I still to this day don't see the point of it because I learned nothing. As an adult now, I've consumed a lot of like well-written media. I consume media that I think is actually very fun, despite the fact that it's not intended to be written well. And I've consumed media that is meant to be written well that I find so dog shit that I compare it to the other ones that we were made to read in school. I don't think me being able to decipher the media in the way that they were trying to teach me actually made me decipher media. I think what made me decipher media was an intrigue in what I was talking about or what I was watching. I think the best one for that is Attack on Titan. And that stems from like the, holy shit, this is a crazy plot twist. Oh my God, I want to like discuss the meaning of this. I want to discuss like this whole twist with people. I want to like discuss what the writer's intent was here and like, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, I was already literate, so I didn't need structured thinking, but if someone is aimless, it will help them focus. That makes sense. I think that's another inherent issue of the schools, is everyone's meant to be learning the same thing, but where some people are ahead on something, other people are behind. And it's not always accounting for that. Our school tried that. They had different bands, essentially, right? And so I was in top classes for maths. I was bad at maths. I don't know why I was there. They thought I was meant to be there. I really wasn't. So I was in top classes for maths. I was in second top classes for English. That one made sense to me. I don't think I'm top at English, but second top, that makes sense to me. For English at least. But it's one of those where it's like, I feel like it wasn't catered enough to each student and it was a generalized thing. And I understand why conceptually, but it causes more issues than it's worth. You get a lot of people, oh my God, Dale, hi. I haven't seen you in ages. How are you doing? You get a lot of people who come around, I've lost what I was saying, fuck. It's gone. Let me catch up on chat. I'm Hungarian. My entire Jewish side of the family died in the conception camps. I don't know what I'm on about. Concentration camps, aside from a few kids. So I was aware of how bad World War II was from an early age. I think I was sheltered of it for a while. My family deals with a lot of stuff like that with jokes. And so there was jokes here and there. And then when high school came around and I was like actually learning about stuff, I was sat down and taught more from my family. It was one of those, you know, bands, different difficulties, etc. Yeah. And so I feel like I would have done better being in a class where I was given the freedom to write what I wanted to write. Like, I want to do creative writing. I want to write, like, for my class, let me sit down and do, like, some creative writing. Let me do a final year project that showcases all the aspects of the classes that I've signed on to do. Let me write a short story, and in my graphics class, I design a cover for that book. In my art class, I design one of the characters. In my IT class, I'm creating a blog in which I can publish it, you know? Make me do, because I'm like, what, 15, 16 at the time? Make me do a project that makes most of my classes link together to do something like that. Oh, that's good, Dale. I'm glad. Did you enjoy watching the magic stream? I'm gonna put this in the kitchen. I'm running low on tea bags. In Norway during junior high, which is like 14 to 15, it's common for schools to organize a trip to Poland to go and see the camps and where stuff happened to learn from it. See, if we did that, they'd make us pay. Please don't redeem another tea time. I'm so bloated right now. I also think there's an hour cooldown. Yeah, Dale is in the YouTube stream. I noticed that a minute ago that it's not coming up on there. I think that's the same issue that Andrew's having. I don't know why it does that, but it just does. So I kind of just have to deal with it, I guess. I'm gonna move this over here. I just realized this would probably fit better here. Oh, it does. Cute. When I was failing chemistry, my mum threatened me. That's how much pressure I had when I was in high school. See, this is the thing. These things don't work. Like, I know for a fact, when I was failing classes, my parents didn't care. And I told friends that, and my friends thought I had bad parents, right? My parents didn't care because they knew it didn't do anything, right? My parents wanted to see what I could do, right? And so when I showed my mum that I could program a game, she didn't understand it, but she understood that that was a skill I had learned and that that was an employable skill, right? My dad wanted me to do engineering and to go into various different things. And I was more willing to do that than go to like study or whatever. They don't care about my grades so long as I can prove what I could do. And that was so much better for me because I remember we were about to go into an exam. We all had to queue outside to go into this exam. And there was a girl who I have known since I was like 5. We were in all the same classes, same schools and everything. She was sobbing. She was sobbing her heart out because she hadn't studied enough in her mind. She'd been up all night studying. She went to sleep, obviously, but the moment she woke up, she got ready and was studying all the way to this moment, right? Meanwhile, that night, I went home, like the night before, sorry, I went home from school. I fell asleep on the sofa watching the Avengers cartoon. I woke up in my school uniform at like 8 p.m. being like, whoa, where the fuck am I? And my mum was like, hey, you fell asleep. I let you sleep because you clearly needed it. Dinner's here if you want dinner. Cool, I had dinner. I went upstairs. I watched Naruto. I fell asleep. I woke up at a little bit early so I could watch Ed, Edd n Eddy on TV, and then went to my school and I done my exam and I done fine. That's one of the things, is parents apply and teachers apply so much pressure to your exams that do not do anything in real life. And I've been telling all my little cousins this, that exams don't matter. Obviously, don't fail them because it's a good benchmark to see how well you can do, but just have a good time with them, you know? I failed high school maths, but got into an engineering in uni. Just by showing what I could do in an interview, and I got a master's now. So you didn't need a Vitnamore. I said it wrong. I know I said it wrong, and I don't want to say it again because I'm nervous. I'm assuming there was for degrees. I said it perfectly. Aww. I'm so good at that. I'm trying to think more about school. It was a fucking weird time though. School was just weird in general. I do wonder how your degrees in foreign countries translate to getting jobs in foreign countries, rather. How your degrees translate to getting a job in foreign countries. And the only thing I know is that because I have a uni degree, I can go to many different countries and teach English because I have a degree. My degree is not in English, but because I have a degree that was taught in English, I can. Which makes sense. I mean, I guess it's like, you can learn in English. Okay, that means you probably understand English enough to be able to teach English. Cool. And so that's an option for me. That's an option that I would genuinely like to take up. I think it'd be really fun. But that's kind of just like, I don't know, a sort of side thing to a degree. A side hustle, if you will. Interesting fact, I was kicked out my first year of university, but now I have 2 higher educations. Damn, why were you kicked out? UK is so weird in that regard. You hire people with history degrees into finance as long as they graduated from the right university. That's not exactly true. That's more nepotism. Like, they graduated from the right university. It's an alumni kind of thing. But the people who have those degrees do also get hired into those things. But it is also nepotism of like, hey, you know my friend's like son. All right, I'm gonna hire you then because favor for a friend that I can call it. And that's more a capitalist issue, I think. I ended up with a D- in chemistry, but that's what happens when you take classes you have no interest in. That's the thing, right? Like, why was I doing chemistry classes? I think about this a lot, and it makes me sound really rude. I think about like the stuff I know. What does my mum know, right? Because my mum, I can't imagine her in school because obviously she's my mum, right? She's always been an adult to me, and she's always been someone who does the job that she does, who doesn't really have many interests in like higher education or in anything like that. I don't know if she studied anything in that regard. Like, does my mom know the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius? Probably, but in my head I can't figure that one out. Does my mom know all the planets? Does she know that once we thought the Earth was flat and that the sun revolved around us? Oh wait, over here. My mom has like 3 degrees, fucking nerd. Yeah, Ellie's mom's really smart. My mom is not dumb. My mom is very street smart, but I don't think she's educational smart, you know? My dad's street smart and good at maths, but that's because he was a construction. He worked in construction. My mom was literally among the first 10 librarians that got manga into Norway. Ellie's mom imported manga into Norway. That is a crazy fucking bit of trivia. That is based as hell. Ellie's mom is one of the coolest people I've ever met. Genuinely, she is. The US also does this thing when it comes to degree pedigree. If your school is close enough, they just figure you've got the brain to pick it up. That makes sense. That's so fucking weird though. She has neon pink hair and her car has eyelashes, you guys. It does, and she does. Also, she has a sword. Plum's mum got mad skills with the switchblade. I wouldn't be surprised. I would genuinely be surprised, by the way. I'm the first in my country to have, first in my family to have a higher education. Well, in the USSR, of course no one could have a higher education. Oh, right, yeah. I think I'm the third in my family to have higher education. Maybe the fourth, but my family is very big. And the cousins of mine that have higher education are 40 something. One of them's 30, I think. God, my family's big. I wanted to take biology, but they said that chemistry would be better for me. Bullshit, it's always about the school politics. Yeah, that's the issue. I think school really does need reforming. And at the moment, America is very much just trying to teach you what they want you to know. It's like an indoctrination kind of thing, obviously. They control your perspective of the world by teaching you what they want you to know. They control how smart you are by teaching you what they want you to know. So they won't teach you how to spot when you're in a corrupt government, so you can't spot that because you're already in the corrupt government. And that's the issue with schools. Especially when they're like having to hold to a standard that's countrywide as well. I don't know. True, in STEM there's too much fucking bullshit rivalry between the fields. It makes no sense. That's such a weird thing too. They offered me a completely different degree to what I applied for in the UK as well. I literally took autocratic politics, so I know. That is autocratic politics. Oh, you fucking smarty pants. I went to... This is embarrassing for me. So I finished high school, and when you're done with high school in the UK, you're 16, and you can leave school, but you need to get either an engineering job, you either need to get an apprenticeship, which is often engineering based, or you need to go to college, or you do sixth form, which is high school with 2 more years, and you don't have to come in every day, right? And so I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I'd failed English, which is crazy to me, by the way. I failed English, which was the one that I was good at. And it was I guess I gave less of a shit because the whole thing was, can you explain why this scene in Of Mice and Men had this impact? I'm like, no, because I don't feel like it did have that impact. Because that's the other thing with writing. They treat everything like it was fact, like not taking into account feelings or the fact that I am 15 and don't have the same societal problems as 2 men who are in their 20s to 30s, maybe nearly their 40s, who are struggling to make ends meet in the 1920s or whenever that was, you know? Whatever. So I failed English, and so I had to redo it, and they were like, you can either go and do it at college or you can stay here with our teachers and at a familiar place and do 2 more years of school here and pick up 2 other classes. So I just stayed there. I picked up IT, obviously, and I picked up business. Maybe not so obviously, but here we are. I actually enjoyed business more than I thought I would. And I've used a lot more of it than I thought I would ever use. I was in the classes and I was like, I'm never going to use this. Like, I don't really know why I'm here. So I'm coming to the end of sixth form, and we have career counsellor. He's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. And he's like, okay, well, here's a bunch of jobs. I'm like, okay, cool. He goes, what interests you the most? So I was like, I kind of like the idea of being like a forensic scientist or, criminologist. Something like that kind of sounds fun, A detective. I'd love to be a detective. Being a detective is fun, like in video games. And so I start the path up. Hi, Uber Pinder, how are you doing? I'm doing good, thanks. We're just talking about school and shit. So I wanted to be a detective, right? I was like 15, 16. I go to a interview at the local college. College you're meant to do from 16 to 18. I was 18 when I applied for this because I didn't know what I wanted to do still. I went for an apprenticeship and I didn't really want to do that. It was an aeronautics company. That could have probably been fun, but I would have been waking up at 6 o'clock every day, traveling an hour and a half, going to do a 9-to-5 job, traveling an hour and a half back, and then I would have got home at about 6, and then I would have been paid fucking nothing. We're talking about school and higher education and stuff like that. But But yeah, I went to do the criminology interview to say, hey, I want to do this. Can I learn this? Went into the interview. She goes, so why do you want to do criminology? I was like, I don't know. She goes, what do you think would be fun about the job? I'm like, I don't know. And she keeps asking all these questions. She goes, okay, I sense that you don't want to do this. I was like, I don't really. She goes, that's okay. We get this a lot. I was like, okay. And she goes, wait, I forgot about the music. And she goes, what do you like to do in your spare time? And I was like, I like playing games. She goes, okay. Do you like making games? I go, yeah, I've done that before. She goes, okay. We have a game design course here. Would you like me to set you up with the head of the course? I was like, you could do that. And so I got set up with that. I went onto that course, done that for 2 years. They'd done a school trip to Tokyo. That was fucking weird. And then I finished 2 years after I started it, obviously, because it was how it was. And then in university for 3 years, I done game design there as well. That was great. And then I didn't do it. Also in the UK, they even want you to show to know your sexuality. Not always, sometimes. Doctors want to know it because I guess that allows them to help you on sex advice, but not everywhere. I don't think I've ever had to put my sexuality on anything that matters. The only time that I've had a qualm with something like that is when they're asking, are you in a relationship? And I'm like, why are you asking me that? Because that one never made sense to me. Why do you need to know my relationship status? I've had jobs asking if I was LGBT. That's crazy. That is crazy. Uberpinder, your name's Ollie. Oh, well, nice to meet you, Ollie. I am Plum. Of course. Branding's everywhere. It's not. Ellie has done this font, saying Space Plum or just Plum, I can't remember. I want to put that on a t-shirt, and I want to get this kind of like, because that's the what are they called? The thingy from Baldur's Gate. The giant alien things. Illithids, I think. Get that, but it's me. I drew it so much cooler, what do you mean? Mind Flayer, that's the one, yeah. You did draw it cooler. But it was the same sort of font. Do you know what I mean? It's the Gothic font. I think because you're in that circle of like genre, you can see the difference. I'm a normie. They're all the same. Gothic. She's gonna scream at me, guys. Guys, this is domestic abuse, live on stream. Plum is pissing off Ellie. Like old English. I don't know. Fuck off. We're gonna have a domestic after this. I definitely don't feel safe telling most psych professionals about being trans where I live. Yeah, I've heard that it's getting really bad. Though I did see a Reddit post yesterday. Don't ask why I was on this subreddit. I do not wish to discuss that. And I'm just going to tell you the subreddit because if you Google it, you'll find it. It was a post on r/feminine boys. I don't know why I got a notification from that subreddit. I don't post there. I've never looked at it. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know what they post there. But there was this one person saying how they've made cross-dressing illegal in their country. And I was like, oh, okay, where are they from? Because I want to keep on top of this kind of stuff. I want to know this stuff, you know, etc., etc. And people in the comments were like, oh my god, where are you from? Why, what happened? Oh my god, it's illegal somewhere? There's no way it's illegal. They can't make that illegal. And then the fucking OP replied, being like, I don't want to say it. And then after a while, the OP replied. And I had like 200 downvotes. So it was hidden, so I had to tap it. And I was like, oh god, what's this going to be? They said they're from the US, like USA. I was like, it's not illegal. And that was the point everyone was making. So there was a lot of arguments in that comments. Don't know where I was going with that. Just a thing I read on Reddit. It's because I clapped this. So jobs. Studied for technical science. After that, biological analyst. Just doing delivery jobs till winter. Then I'm a technical director for a restaurant in the French Alps. Only management knows I'm in transition and some co-workers. That's pretty sick. That's pretty fucking sick. I don't live in BP. Budapest. But also it's getting worse. They basically made Pride illegal, and there was a huge protest because of it. Jesus. One moment. I'm not saying that it's a good thing, but did you guys know that most government sites, if they have a search bar anywhere, they are often vulnerable to SQL injections. So anyways, again, not saying anyone should do that to their oppressive government websites, but you know, it could happen. It could. I learned about SQL injections from Ellie. I just realized I should have plugged in the long wire on the camera, because I would have been able to just pick up the camera and move it and vlog camera walking around the apartment. But then I would also need to close the blinds so I don't get doxxed. Brick fits tea time. Shit. I'm bloated. Do I have to do this now? The other tea made me sick. Yeah, I heard about it. It's all because the authorities love of Russia. Did you refund that, Ellie? I can take a rain check. Oh, thank you. I will definitely do the tea time. But I won't do it just yet, because I do find tea to be very bloating. Yes, could you refund that for Charlie, please? No need? Okay. No need. I will take it on Charlie's next order. Next order? Next declaration? Next request. When I want a tea next. A lot of towns are restricting what they call sexually explicit dress, which is vague and can include cross-dressing and trans people, and even in NYC still a walking while trans law on the books. What does walking by while trans mean? Also, can someone explain to me the mayor thing that's going on in New York at the moment? Because I don't fully know it. I know that there's Mamdani and he has a gorgeous girlfriend or wife. I can't remember. And that's about it. And he done a really good speech, but I don't know if he's a good guy. I assume he is, because he's saying some good shit. Trans people can't be out in public. Right. They are mad that he wants good things to happen for everyone. 420 is in less than 2 hours here in the States. Yo! He is awesome, seems like the future shift the Democratic Party needs. Is he the same as AOC? Again, I don't really know much about American politics, or kind of really any politics. I'm kind of bad with that kind of stuff. You're going down, punk. I do love this little desk setup. This is really good. What do you mean, is he the same? Is he the same as in, like, they share the same politics and they're both good? Again, I don't know enough about American politics. I don't really know that kind of shit. He is against aging dementia boomers in politics. That's good. He is LGBT friendly. Questionable. Those faggots don't need any friends. He wants to tax the super rich. Okay, so that's all good. Yeah, I get behind that. He was also against a former governor who was a sex pest. Is that the one where, in the debate, he goes, "I am not up for 13 counts, or 13 women haven't come out about me sexually harassing them, blah, 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 blah. And also my name is Mamdani, Mamdani. I think that's how you say his name. Spell his name, sorry. I can't remember how he spelled it. Is that from that one? AOC is a congresswoman. He was an assemblyman. Both were not projected to win and ended up winning. That's pretty good. I don't know what an assemblyman is. I also don't really know what a congresswoman is. I know that they are politician positions, or at least congresswoman is. I have to deal with dementia boomers every day. Bro. It's the American government. They're the same party, but more on the left side. Right, okay. Imagine that in Russia, being transgender is illegal. And criminal liability for it is propaganda. Oh my god. There is even medical correction here, or there. Just imagine, that is crazy. Yes, he was talking to Cuomo, who was the government of NY until he sexually harassed Attorney General. That is damning. He only won the primary, meaning he is not the presumptive nominee for the Democratic Party, meaning that he can stand as their choice for the actual election. Okay, right. I'm sorry, I need to say bye now. I'm cooking with my daughter, then sleeps. Have a wonderful time. I hope to see you again soon. I'll be live again Thursday. So you guys can teach me about politics. Explain it to me like I'm 5. That'd be great, you know? Someone call Hassan. Yeah, call Hassan. See if he can squash my head in his thighs. You know? American election system is still surprisingly still slightly worse than having something called a House of Lords. Cuomo's dad was governor in NY, and so it was a big deal. He resigned in shame because it's family legacy there. That's funny. Not funny that he had to resign in shame. Well, it's funny that he had to resign in shame, but not for the reason he had to resign in shame. But like, these people need to be obviously held accountable. There's probably going to be a run of a bunch of aging libs as independent candidates in the mayoral general election. That's going to be good for a laugh. I don't really know what that means. Also, Cuomo's brother tried to cover it up and he had to resign from CNN. Oh! Don't get me started about the American electoral system. It's electoral colleges, right? I think Shiley explained that to me once. And I still don't really get it. The parliamentary system in the UK makes sense to me. There are obviously like some issues of it. I say some, not meaning lots, but there are lots of issues with every political system, I think. But I think that's more of an issue that we have with how things were set up, but didn't scale with how society scaled, you know? And stuff needs to be revisited, but you know, America's well known for not wanting to revisit old things and just keeping it as it is. Cuomo's dad ran a campaign with the slogan, "Vote for Cuomo, not the homo." You know he got bullied in school for being called Cuomo the homo. Like, that's how he found out about that rhyme. That's 100% it. He was bullied for being a bit faggy. Eric Adams is campaigning as an independent under the End anti-Semitism party. He should retitle as currently undergoing federal indictment claims. Cuomo has already said he is running as an independent. Right. Right, I read that one. I asked a baronet in the UK if she wanted to reform the House of Lords, and she said no, Sag. I don't know enough about the House of Lords, I'll be honest. In the US, can't you just donate to however much you want to a party and pretty much ensure they have infinite money to campaign? You are correct. That's so fucking stupid. Anti-Semitism in modern America scares me. Oh, because America is in the asshole of Israel right now. Although I feel like there's... the anti-Semitism shouldn't be conflated with pro-Israel. Because you can be anti-Semitic. Wait, no. What does anti-Semitism mean? I'm googling that. Oh, okay, I got it the wrong way around. Right, okay. Scratch what I said. Oh my god. Classic plum, you are right, yeah. No, anti-Semitism in the current modern US scares me. I agree, yeah. I thought anti-Semitism means the opposite of what anti-Semitism means. I'm with you now. I agree. Eric Adams is using anti-Semitism as a dog whistle because Mandando is anti-Zionist. Right, okay. Classic plum, I know. Oh, Mamdando. I wasn't sure who Mamdando was, I'll be honest. I've just seen that you've autocorrect fucked you up. Yeah, Mamdani. Right, yes, agree. And he's also using it to distract people from the fact that he's the current massively corrupt mayor and has no place running for re-election. Do we know what the projected results are going to be? Like, do we know if he's actually going to get it? The electoral college is for presidential races. Every other race is just whoever gets the most votes win. Some localities have ranked choice voting, but some principle whoever gets the most ranked choice votes win. Right, okay. His name is so fucking cool, to be honest. Zoran Mamdani. Yeah, that is a sick name. It's a lot of confusion about people being anti-Israel while being anti-Jewish people. And being anti-Jewish people. Yeah. Literally sounds like a One Piece character. That's pretty cool. He does. He does. As of late, the Dem candidate has won NYC quite handedly. What's the political system in Germany, Squirrel Girl? Please tell me that it's better than everything else. The Republican running this year for 28% in the general last term. Oh, got 28% in the general last term. It sucks ass. Germany has a very pro-Ukrainian government right now. That's good. The biggest party in Germany is literally the Nazi party. When you say literally, do you mean literally or do you mean figuratively? Because I'm very scared you meant literally. Because that's so fucking scary. But I have heard about that a fair bit. That never seen a country so incapable of learning from the past. It's crazy. Yeah, you guys didn't learn from World War I, and then you didn't learn from World War II, it seems. But you took some time to try and learn. 100 years, almost. Oh. No, they aren't called the Nazi Party, but they are far right. Okay. That's good then. Obviously not that they're far right, but they're not called the Nazi Party. I feel like if they were, they wouldn't get as far as they probably have. Did it work? I don't think it did work. Thank you so much again, Shiley. You are amazing. I'm very sorry that that didn't work. I actually feel really bad. I will figure that one out before next stream. I am very sorry. But yes. What am I trying to read? In a strange turn of events, a bunch of right-wing people are using anti-Semitism as a means to arrest and deport people. And like the same party that quoted Joseph Goebbels? I don't know that word, or how to say that surname. But this time, they're just fighting anti-Semitism. Okay. Fucking dumb country, genuinely. They call themselves something different now since the Nazi word took a bit of an image hit. I wonder why. Couldn't have been... No. But, no. I don't know. If anyone knows, please let me know. Joseph... Oh, fuck. Right, yeah. Okay, yeah. I do know now. Yeah. See, I'm not the smartest on history, but I try. And same with politics. I'm not the smartest with politics. I try. But that is also really good to have a chat that is like this, because it means I get people helping me. I knew that Elon, his dad named him after a Nazi or a book written by a Nazi. Fuck, I don't remember the specifics now that I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna quickly refill my bottle of water. Character in a book written by a Nazi, I think. Yeah, I think you're right. It's the plans for the Nazi space program around Mars, and the first colony was supposed to be called Elon. Right, yes, that was it. Yeah. It's some weird fucking lore. This man has such a weird lore to him. Oh my god, Dale, thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs. You are amazing. Yeah, you're a legend. Thank you so much. That's made my day. Let me edit 53 out of... What's the next goal? 60, I guess? I don't know. But, oh my god, we got a fucking hype train going on. Oh, fuck yeah. Thank you so much, Dale. Yeah, hype train. That's a legendary thing. Did the sub alert make a noise, by the way? Because if that works, then I think I might know how to fix the thing. If not, I'm just gonna install the plugin after stream and figure it out. It didn't. Okay, right. I will figure that one out after stream. God. I seem to remember we were promised a backflip. I don't think I could do one. I think I'm gonna hurt myself if I try. But... Ellie, am I allowed to try doing a backflip? On the sofa? Plum should stop saying she's not smart for politics and start saying she's not brave enough for politics so she can quote Obi-Wan. Thank you so much. You have given me that. Do not. Ellie said I'm not allowed. Absolutely now. No. Ah, I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't do it. Oh. What's the UK emergency number? 999. I think the easiest emergency number is the UK emergency number. Oh my god, she died. She's opening. Crazy woman. She did it. Yeah, does that count? Does that count, guys? Dial 999 for a good time. Yeah, it rhymes. That's exactly why they done it. Because that's the slogan. I'm actually so out of shape again. Because that actually took out my breath. Counts. I'm so glad that counted. Thank you, guys. Oh my god. Those are Charlie XCX lyrics. Charlie XCX is from where I'm from. She's from Essex. I think that's why it's XCX. I don't know on that though. You know what? I don't listen to any Charlie XCX. I'm now thinking about that. Because, here's the thing. I feel like I would like her, but every time I hear her song on Reels, I'm like, it's fine. I don't love the excessive auto-tune. I'm not a massive fan of, like, that kind of genre. And I know it kind of, like, bleeds into hyperpop, and hyperpop I'm really not a fan of. Call me different, you know? But I don't know. I'm not even sure if I've ever heard her music. Do you know in the Barbie movie, when they're running through the offices away from Will Ferrell, it's, oh, Barbie, you're so fine, you blow my mind, drop into the driver's seat and put it into speed drive. That one. That's her. And that one I like. That one's on my playlist. A trans girl who doesn't like hyperpop music. I've never heard... now I've heard everything. I also don't like Fallout. I also don't like Warhammer. I also... What are other trans things? I don't like Blowhigh. Oh, we've got the hype train thing. Spill the tea. I got a new emote. Oh my god. Next you tell us you don't like the shark plush. I hate that shark plush. I genuinely hate that plush. I hate it so much. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna speak my truth. Try and silence me. Whatever you want. I hate it. I will say that with confidence. I've never listened to her music. Am I a fake trans girl? You aren't. Don't stress about it. I haven't heard it by choice. I will say that. What are you, an individual or something? Wait, so this is a thing that everyone gets. On the inside, you're all doing the same thing. And then anyone on the outside, you also get that they're an individual. You blow my mind. That's Sweden phobic. I hate Sweden. I hate Sweden. Me, Shiley, and Ellie, we all hate Sweden. All my homies hate Sweden. Sweden phobic is very acceptable. As I said, all my homies hate Sweden. Do I need to... Let me put this one on. How's this like gonna look? Has it done anything? Oh! I'm blinding myself. This light's not doing anything for... Oh, actually. No, it's kind of doing very little. Trying to get some mood lighting in here. I want to go to Sweden. I can't see anything proper. We killed their king in Halden. It was a great day. Oh my god. Recently? You done that recently? One sec. Why would you go want to go to Mordor? I don't know Lord of the Rings, but I know Mordor is the bad place, right? Well, it was a few hundred years ago now, I think, but still, yeah, recently. You and some other Norwegians just rocked up to Halden and smited the Swedish king. I wouldn't, they have a lot of Swedes there. Ellie was in Sweden last week. She's a hypocrite. Charles III, 12th, Carl 12th. One moment. I'm an American, I'm a glutton for punishment. I mean, being American, you are born to be a glutton for punishment. And a glutton to capitalism, not cannibalism. Oh my god, that would have been the wrong one. I did not mean that. Because their economy is inferior. I have only been to Sweden once. I remember the alcohol being expensive. We'll see what the Supreme Court says, Ellie. Oh, right, because you called her a traitor. The economy is better. She's funding their economy. Quick, Norwegians fighting amongst each other, guys. Let's take chance and invade their country whilst the civil war is happening. We can take over. They have a lot of land that they're doing nothing with. So does America, to be fair. Housing crisis, but you have so much land. I also know that the infrastructure doesn't support those areas, and some of that land isn't also good for housing. Take Flint, for example. Is it Flint, the town that has lead in the water? That was your plan all along, wasn't it? Yes, yes, it was. If I could take over a country, it'd probably be Norway. I don't think I could take over a country that I liked. I do like Norway enough though. But like, I wouldn't want to take over Japan. If I could own Norway, I could go to Japan whenever I want. And I wouldn't fuck up Japan accidentally. If I fuck up Norway, that's okay. It's just Norway. There's literally Denmark, Sweden, and Finland that are there. They're all the same. And Iceland, they're all the same. I could just start again. This is how you piss off all Scandinavians and Nordic countries in one go, by the way, guys. This is a very, very trained thing I've been working on. Oh, yeah, Shiley. I pitched this notion to Ellie recently that Norway conceptually has a big thing for Japan. Almost as Scandinavia. Japan and Scandinavia have a big overlap. There is a shop called Flying Tiger Copenhagen. There is... Japan has an obsession with IKEA. They have both those shops there. Obviously, in Japan. Moomin. Is it Japandinadia is the architecture design or the interior design thing? Ellie, do you remember the one I'm on about? What the fuck was that? There was like a weird noise. Like a weird like lion-like purr. But I don't know what it was. We invented a kind of sushi they couldn't make due to how salmon was prepared. Then we made it possible. Interesting. Also, so much of ancient culture as well, like the freaking fox god thing as well. So many customs are the same. Yes, that as well. They're all horny for our salmon. Yeah. I hear Norway has good salmon. I do not like fish though. I love IKEA too. Ellie hates it. Ellie hates going to IKEA because I make her say the words and tell her and get her to tell me what they mean. And I think I get annoying with that, but I think it's funny. All my furniture's from IKEA. Like that. That's from IKEA. My coffee table down there, that's IKEA. In the office, ow! I just bashed my thumb off the desktop. This is IKEA. The office has much of IKEA stuff. The bed's IKEA. I have a few Kallax. Ellie is a Jysk fan. She actually is. She is a Jysk fan. IKEA is famously only in Sweden and Japan. Yes, exactly. Jysk Master Race. Am I saying it right? I'm pretty sure I am. Or it might be Jysk instead of Jysk. There was so little culture shock other than language when I went to Japan, really. Yeah, that was one of the things I found really interesting. Can I say a whole sentence in Norwegian? Ellie, what's the sentence that I know? Give me a sentence I can say that isn't the boring one. Yeah, when we went to Tokyo, Ellie had, like... I went 3 times, and every time I go, it just, like, blows me away. Every time. Ellie obviously was blown away, but in more of a way of, like, excited to be there. She wasn't so blown away by how everything was. Because it was very Norwegian, in a way, of, like, culture shock sense. IKEA is one of my favorite places to go. Same. It's, like... such a comfort place, and it feels like an adventure every time. I do love it. Hei min kjære, jeg elsker deg. Du vakker. Tusen takk. Pretty good. Thank you. I've worked on it. That one sentence I've said a lot over the last 2 years. I've domesticated a Brit. Is it because there's something more collective cultures like actually vaguely think about public good in both countries? Potentially. Ik liebe die auch. Civilized. Oh, right. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Potentially. Like, genuinely, I'm not sure though. I don't know. Jysk is so much more popular in Ukraine than IKEA. Jysk in the UK doesn't really have much. Like, it's quite small compared to IKEA, but IKEA is everywhere as well. Please never talk German again, that hurt. I used to know German. I genuinely used to know German. Not loads. My nan taught me. And the only thing I have from her, right? The only thing I have from her, because she's died now, is this book, which she gave to my granddad and my dad when she was teaching them German. Maybe not this exact version. But yeah, I don't know. I wish I knew more German. But I can do, wait, let's see. Where's the side where it swaps to English? Here. This joke was not worth it. Gay. G-E-I. I went to go and find gay. Didn't realize it was that close to it. Bummer, really. I'm gonna go put this back on the shelf. That was wrong though, yeah. No one taught me how to say it, I just read it from a dictionary. I know how to say fucking gay in Norwegian. Yeah, Farnbog, right? Never heard that word before. How do you say gay in in German? That's Danish. Did I say it wrong? I don't know what I'm saying. My Norwegian isn't here to correct me if I'm saying things wrong. Or if I'm saying the wrong ones. I don't know what she's taught me. See, that was written there. I'm not going to go and grab it. That was written there. Schwal was written there. But that was apparently happy. And so I didn't think that was... Oh, wait, no. I've just realised I done it wrong. Wait, no, I'm grabbing it now. You are right. You are right. Because the part I read was the English pronunciation. G-A... Here it is. Yes. Yes. I read it wrong. I read it so wrong. By my finger, here. And I read, Schwal next to cheerful and thought it meant cheerful. That's on me. You are right. I read the English pronunciation of gay, which is G-E-I. Apparently is how you pronounce it in the phonetics, I guess. Thank you very much for subscribing, Dale Sheridan. Wait, hang on. You gifted 5 subs, but it doesn't give you 1. That sucks. That sucks on Twitch's behalf, but thank you very much for subscribing. We're at 54 now. This number's going up. Ever since I put this here, this is going up. And we're skyrocketing to the top, to the moon. Guys, can we not use Norwegian in the chat? It's too gay for me. You pronounced it in English wrong. I read the word thinking it was German, so I was pronouncing it in what I thought was German, but it was the English phonetic pronunciation. Do not mock me on this. I will cry. But the average IQ in Ostwald is, you know, true. You two are brutal. You two are like I guess you're the same as what's it called? Every other country about like different areas in their own country. She is Scottish. Phonetics are the same in every language. Well, I didn't know that. Oxford is Stockport, basically. Same IQ. Stockport's not stupid. Sheffield. Birmingham. Skegness. Grimsby. Hull. Shropshire. There's a lot. There's a lot. Slough. Yes, Slough. Why? I forgot about Slough. Clacton. Where is Kintama from? I listed one of them. I don't know if I want to say which one. I can say which one. I'm not doxing him. He's not like some tranny on the internet that's gonna get tracked down and... Oh no, let's not dox him. Yeah, you're right, actually. I'll stick to my guns there. Fricking Clacton. They elect the worst people. How do you know these intricacies of the UK like that? How does someone from Norway know what Clacton is and Slough? You guys shouldn't be cursed with that knowledge. I study politics. You shouldn't. Save yourself. When I inevitably start my own political campaign, and it's like a horrible tirade, you're going to be my right-hand bitch. You're gonna skyrocket me. We're gonna do everything we can to get me to the top, and I'm gonna run a tirade. I'm gonna make being trans illegal everywhere, just because I can, and that'll be what makes me win the elections, and then I'll make it only illegal. No cis people. No cis people. And that'll fuck everyone up. The age of 18, every man is forced feminized. The age of 18, every woman is forced masculinized. That's my agenda. You know? I'll call my bill the transgender agenda. And everyone would think it means I'm going to get rid of trans people. Thanks for saying you... wait. For saying I will be your right-hand bitch, I want to tag with that as your advisor. Yes, you will get that. But in my party, it's called a tramp stamp. So you'll be getting one of those instead. Time to find out how the other half lives. Exactly. Exactly. Fucking hell. One day, someone's going to write down all of these policies that I've come up with, and it's going to be a whole political campaign that's never actually going to happen. We'll just see how far we can go with it. Make all the trans women, and then femboys. Yep. Yep. Yeah, all the boomers are going to get tramp stamps with their titles on it. Everyone's going to get their pronouns tattooed on their forehead or on their cheeks. So it's he, him, she, her, you know? I want them as knuckle tattoos. What if instead it's rings? So if you punch someone, you put the pronouns on them. Do it on their eyelids. Do it on the lip. Do it on the other cheek. Or the other cheeks. Oh, the butt. I like the way you think. Cisgender people have to wear a special armband. Well, I don't know if I want to go that far. Next we'll be saying like, it's got to have some sort of like abstract shape on it that isn't a circle or a square or a rectangle or a triangle, but maybe more, maybe two of one of them. And then it feels like an obscure roundabout way of saying a star. No armbands, no armbands. It's not a good look. Unless it's the rubber dinghy armbands, you know, the floaty ones? I can't remember what Americans call them. A ring with pronouns would be cool as hell. Yeah, but they have to be like raised. So if you punch someone, water wings, that's what you call them. You freaks. We just call them armbands. Rainbow floaties. That's kind of a cute name for them as well. Ring with pronouns on them though, right? But like, you just do 2 letters, right? Each ring is a different letter, right? And so it's big enough so that when they're side by side, it's, you know, the words. But then you can make it customizable. So everyone wants to buy, not everyone. Most people will want HE, right? Because that fits into her, it fits into them, it fits into they, it obviously fits into he. You just mass produce HE and then you sell them. Yes, quickly go and build a paradox build because I will round and wrap up shortly, I think. No, thank you very much, Stale. Also, in this chat, please do call me Plum. Thank you very much again for the hype train and for the extra sub. You are amazing. Yeah, HER SHE. Yeah, even she has HE as well. Yeah. Oh, I found a business model here. There we go. And then you just punish someone. You put their letters in them, or you put your pronouns on them. Police should punish people for not following these rules in public. Exactly. Exactly. I'm gonna, if I become Prime Minister, deadlock's gonna become a national sport. Those rings would kind of go off. They really would. Especially if you bought like a couple of extras, right? Like if you bought the she, her ones, right? But you're also using they, them, you only need to buy like a couple extra letters to be able to swap them out. And so it's customizable. So you could do she on one hand, they on the other hand, or she, her, or they, them, depending on the day and what you're feeling. Perfect. And you got four digits on either hand, so you could do up to 4-letter words. I think all pronouns are mostly 4. Up to 4, rather. There's some other pronouns that aren't. Fae, fair. I think fair is 5. Sorry. As I said, I slept really bad last night. And I think that's knocking onto me now. Replace the Champions League with esports. Yeah. Yeah. But it's the Deadlock League, and I want to be on it. And then when you're high, you can swap it to hemp. Yes! I just realized what you were about the rings. Yeah. And Danes are forbidden to speak. No one should have to suffer that. Yeah. You watch, right? This is an admission of guilt, as we learned from last stream. I have an attraction to the Newfie accent. Apparently that's a bad thing. I'm not meant to have that. I also have an attraction to the New Jersey accent. So I have a type. My type is trashy accents, it seems. Or what is supposedly meant to be trashy. I like them, though. I guarantee you, if I heard a Danish person talk, I'd quite like it. We could actually find out. The new Cat in the Hat trailer. With Matt Berry in it. And Bill Hader. And I don't know who that is. So the heavy Norwegian accent in English is something you love. Kinda, yeah. What Plum doesn't know is my Norwegian accent is trashy as fuck. Is it actually? Is that why I sound like shit? Because I'm learning from you? Lurking whilst eating. Oh, welcome. Mod alert. Search Camalosa. Am I searching it on Google or YouTube? Oh, right, yeah, this. You maybe watched this before.
Good. I didn't understand anything of him, so I just repeated what he said. Gud, det sker det. Jeg skal se, lille solskin og lille skåner.
Why was it in English just then?
Skulle jeg have en slagskab for en lille cykelgruppe? Skal slag for en lille cykelgruppe?
Right, let's go and look. Oh, wait, this video came up for this, me searching Danish, the word you sent. What about the Assassin's Creed Valhalla real Danish accent? No, thank you.
East Anglia. Would you join us to rid your kingdom of his dogs?
For Oswald? Aye, anything. Two eager Saxons is not yet.
This is all Scottish. These are all Scottish accents because whenever they want to do Scandinavian countries or Norse as a whole in anything, they do Scottish. I cannot tell you why, other than the fact that there's like obviously a huge tie in law because Norway at one point just massively took over Scotland, but the accents aren't the same.
I can ride to Elmenham and muster what remains of Oswald's men there. But who else would join us?
She has a Danish accent, it seems, but it's horrible. David Tennant needs the work. David Tennant does need the work. God, he could do with it. We're gonna watch this quick because I like Cat in the Hat. I'm a big Dr. Seuss fan. What the fuck?
Getting the vibe that you probably shouldn't be opening this?
What makes you say that?
That. Do not open.
Come on, that's just a suggestion.
Stop. Stop it. No. Don't!
Welcome back to the Institute for the Institution of Imagination and Inspiration, LLC.
Oh.
Hey, giraffe with a crab. Taking a wig.
So it's Monsters, Inc.
Mug in a mug. Yak with a pack. Ron.
I heard the cat lost 3 giraffes on his last mission.
Actually, it was 5.
K-pop music, yeah. Only half K-pop, the other half is Bruno Mars. And they love putting Bruno Mars in trailers.
Go to the montage. Let's light it up. Cat?
I will say Bill Hader is not the person I would have cast as Cat. I like Bill Hader. Like, I think he's hilarious. Genuinely, I do. I don't think he is Cat in my head. Mike Myers is still alive. He could have played Cat again. Matt Berry could have probably done a decent job at Cat as well.
Cat in the Hat, you have gone too far.
Did you say toot fart?
I did not. I said too far.
Toot fart?
Too far.
I heard toot fart again. So, I'm just gonna leave some things here. Okay, bye.
I think the fish is Matt Berry. Let me check.
Go to the montage. Let's light it up.
Yeah, the fish is Matt Berry. Mike Myers was so good as Cat in the Hat. He was. People hate that version of Cat in the Hat. I genuinely love it. I think it's really good. I don't think Ellie's seen it. I do want to watch it at some point. Some good bits in this. Nobody said I smurfed my pants, so 0 out of 10 trailer. I fucking hate that. Yeah, I think what they've done is they're trying to make a plot that doesn't need a plot. Cat in the Hat didn't need an origin story. He didn't need a reason to exist. He just existed, right? He just came along and done his thing. That was all that we needed. They've done this in an attempt to like give him a backstory. I don't really get that, but I don't like when they do shit like this. It's not enjoyable to me. I think it's derivative, and I'm not talking in like an art sense. It's just like, we don't need explanations for everything at all times, especially a comedy that is just trying to exist to be funny, you know? Yeah, I was trying to find another trailer quickly, but I couldn't find it. So I'm going to leave that. Yeah. Right. Where is my Twitch screen? There you are. Oh, it's just not wanting to move. There we go. Okay, I'm going to end stream here because I've been going for 2.5 hours and I am very tired and I've got a bit of a headache. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you so much to all the donations and the gifted subs. You guys are amazing. And because of you, I can keep doing the streams a lot easier. So thank you. Have a wonderful day. And I hope to see you again very, very soon. I'll be live again Thursday. In the meantime, I will be... Notes for me. Remind me. I need to update the stream schedule. I need to put that on the starting soon screen, and I need to make sure that the TTS works. On that stream, I will be doing TTS. I will make sure it works. Honey pea. If it doesn't work, game over. Game over, man. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you all again